The Yankees are firing on all cylinders. Ball game over. The Yankees win. And it all starts with the captain, Aaron Judge. He's been setting the tone with his league-leading power. It is gone! And his game-changing defense. And he makes the play!
Nice to have a 6'7" right fielder.
But this is more than that. Up and down the lineup, the contributions are coming from everywhere.
Yeah, everybody's coming on board now. That spells danger for the rest of the league.
On the mound, relentless. Swing and a miss, got him. Another strike three looking. In the field, locked down. Oh, what a play by McMahon. And in the dugout, loose, confident, and buzzing. That is a happy Yankee dugout. This is a kind of chemistry that can turn a hot streak into a league takeover. Tonight in the Bronx, the Bombers bring that same energy, same edge, and same expectation into Game 2 against the Rangers. And it's all coming up next on Prime. Well, there was rain earlier, but it's cleared up. It's a little overcast, but we are going to have baseball. Right now, it is time for baseball as Prime presents New York Yankees baseball. So the New York Yankees against the Texas Rangers, the middle game of a three-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with Joe Girardi. I'm Michael Kay. Yankees keep rolling along. They've won 5 in a row. They're 15-2 in their last 17 games. And really a big part of this hot streak is one of the hottest hitters in baseball, and that's Cody Bellinger.
Yeah, he's doing it a lot of different ways too, Michael. He's hitting the ball to all fields. It doesn't matter if you throw him a fastball away. I'm going to hit a line drive to left field. I'm going to hit it really hard. If you want to hang me a break ball, I can hit that in the seats, the right field seats, that is, for a home run. You want to bring in the lefty, throw me a break ball? I can take care of that one too as well, Michael. And then you want to try go 98 up in the zone, I'll get on top of it, hit an RBI double. Michael, he has been really hot.
Well, it's a 7-game hitting streak, Joe. The numbers that jump out at you: 444, 10 extra base hits, 12 ribbies, OPS of 1.484. Now, the Yankees win today. That means they win another series. They keep their winning streak alive. So let's take a look at the pitching matchup in this one. I mentioned 15-2 in their last 17. One of the losses was to Nathan Eovaldi in Arlington. He has been very, very good, and so is Will Warren.
Yeah, and for good reason, Michael. His stuff is much improved this year. He had 9 strikeouts the other day against Baltimore on 4 different pitches. He had 3 on this changeup. You see the great depth. He had 2 on the sweeper. He had 1 on the sinker. And then you're going to see another front hip sinker that he throws. Michael, his stuff has been excellent, and he's rolling along.
He is rolling along. Look at that. 4 wins tied for 5th. ERA is 5th. Strikeout percentage is 4th. And walk percentage is 9th. Well, the Yankees have the best record in baseball. Starting pitching is one of the reasons. The bullpen is another big reason. They have really showed up lately. Meredith Marakovitz has more when we return right here on Prime.
Welcome back to Yankees baseball on Prime for Game 2 of the 3-game series between the Yankees and the Rangers. First pitch coming your way in just a little bit. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Marakovitz. The Yankees offense continues to impress, but last night you couldn't help but notice the effort of the bullpen. They combined to go 4 1/3 scoreless. They did not allow any of the 8 inherited runners to score. Jazz Chisholm Jr. told me after the game that it was business as usual for that bunch.
They're always amazing, so, I mean, we can't wait till the bullpen gets in the game. When the bullpen gets in the game, we know we win, so that's all we're trying to see.
I think it's a really tight-knit group there, and I think we all have each other's back, and, I think you see it tonight, and everybody picking each other up.
I love the culture that they have going. You know, they are an unselfish group, prideful. You know, they expect to get the job done and know if they don't, know someone's there to pick them up. That's been good to watch. It's been a group that's day in and day out, you know, come in even on a day when you know a guy's going to be down, like they want the ball. But there's been those occasions too where they're honest with you and, about communicating with the coaching staff where they're at. But I really like the the readiness and the pride they're taking in being part of a really good unit down there. And that's, I think Bednar, helps lead that in a lot of ways.
Tight-knit indeed. 2 games ago, it was Jake Bird that got the player of the game belt. He told me that wasn't just for him. That was for the entire pen. Yesterday, it was Brent Hedrick, who told me today in the clubhouse he doesn't think the bullpen is ever going to give that belt up. And when you look at that photo, Michael, you can't help but think boy band vibes. We're going with Boys to Pen. What do you think?
Meredith, I don't hate it, but I've got some other ones. How about this, Joe? The River Street Boys and NYY Sync.
I like the NYY Sync.
Yeah, but boys to Penn, that's not too bad either.
Yeah.
Good stuff, and they've been performing very well. Now, Will Warren probably doesn't even want to go to the bullpen. He wants to give him a full 9. He pitched very well, and he jogs to the mound along with his teammates. Let's take a look at the lineup that he's going to face. Brandon Nimmo's back. He's the DH. Batting second, the second baseman Ezekiel Duran. Big night last night. Then Corey Seager. Middle third, red hot. Josh Young, Evan Carter, Kyle Higashioka. And the bottom third, Berger Osuna. And the veteran Andrew McCutcheon sitting on 2,277 career hits. Third among active players.
Well, you see the numbers on Will Warren. They are outstanding. 7 starts, a 2.39 ERA. He's given them distance as well. Let's take a look at the scouting report, Michael. Are you surprised? He is ahead of his teammate Cam Schlittler when it comes to strikeout percentage. He's 4th in the AL, where Cam is 5th. Did the Texas 2-step last year. Can he do it again this year? In 2 starts last year, 10 2/3, 15 Ks, 0 runs, and he's really figuring it out. Last year, his home and road splits were really different. This year, they're the same. Left-handed, right-handed splits were off. The left-handers had a lot more success. Not so this year. He's really figuring it out.
Bellinger, Grisham, and Judge. Defensively in the outfield, left to right, McMahon, Caballero, Chisholm, and Goldschmidt. Balls behind the plate, Dominguez, the DH. Warren's ready. Nimmo's ready. Let's do it here in the Bronx. And the first pitch is fouled away, and we're underway. The Yankees have won 5 in a row. Texas has lost 6 of 8. And with Atlanta losing this afternoon, the Yankees, that logo, they have the best record in all of Major League Baseball. Ground ball, backhanded by Caballero, across the body, and the pick by Goldschmidt to get Nimmo for the first out.
Well, you see the replay here. It's a good job by Cabby. He gets rid of it really quickly. Knows that he can bounce it to Goldie because he's going to catch it. Gives him a nice hop. And if you're the Texas Rangers, that's the last thing you want to see is Nimmo running hard to first base when he has a right hamstring issue.
Duran takes up and away.
You know, Michael, you talked about their 2-6 in their last 8 games, scoring 2.4 runs per game. They have a different order every day. They're searching right now. This has been one of their most consistent hitters right here, but they haven't had Nimmo. He's been in and out, and they're searching.
Two. Home plate umpire is Quinn Walcott, considered just barely hitter-friendly. 26 calls challenged, 10 overturned, fewer high strikes, fewer outside strikes. He's the crew chief in his 14th big league season. Brock Ballou at first, Ramon De Jesus at second, Paul Clemens is over at third.
You know, one of the things that he's done on his sweeper this year is it has less horizontal break than last year. He's tightened it up, which I think is a good thing, because it had so much last year. It was hard to throw over the plate. You'd have to throw it off the plate inside for it to be a strike.
Well, that had enough break right there as Duran swings through, 2 away.
Yeah, this is the sweeper. He has to start it, basically on one side of the plate to get to the outside corner, because it has 17 inches of horizontal break, which is the width of the plate. Just an outstanding pitch. He's got 2 different fastballs, the great changeup, and he'll drop a hook on you too.
Here's the veteran Corey Seager, 1-0. He's been struggling of late, 4 hits and 31 at bats. That's 129. He's never done quite well against the Yankees in 24 career games, hitting 188.
Did you hear me knock on the Formica?
I did, but it's Formica. It's not.
But there's wood underneath it.
You sure?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I can feel it underneath.
Count 3-0 on the veteran shortstop. And you really want to face Josh Young with no one on base. That's how hot he's been. So I'm going to go right after Seager. Try not to walk him. They didn't walk him. High fly ball right field. Judge back on the track at the wall. See ya. A home run for Seager. And just like that, Texas up 1-0. I guess it was Formica.
Yeah, it was Formica. It didn't work what I knocked on. But, you know, I don't have a problem with that because the Yankees have been so successful as a pitching staff, I believe, because they're not walking people. And the Yankees are, you got to score to win anyway. So Seager had a hard time with high fastballs yesterday. He gets to this one, and you see him go down into his legs as good as any hitter in baseball. Wasn't sure if it was going to stay fair, but that's his first RBI. He scored a run yesterday in those games that you were talking about where he was 4 for 31. That was his first RBI. You're going to look at this. He stays behind it, really goes down. His back knee almost hits the ground. That's how you get the ball airborne.
One and one. Two one. In his 7 games, Warren has not allowed more than 2 earned runs in those games. Yankees are 6-1 when he starts. And he's done very well against the AL West in his young career. 5-1, 1.83.
I've been so impressed with the movement on his pitches. The sinker and the changeup. The changeup has more depth than it did last year. The sinker has more run than it did last year. The curveball, to me, it was too close to a sweeper last year. It's basically a 12-6 curveball instead of where it has a lot of horizontal break.
And then there's that fastball. He dialed it up to 96. Seager hits a home run. It's the Rangers won. The Yankees coming to bat. Well, the Seager home run on the 3-0 pitch has given the Rangers a 1-0 lead, and Nathan Eovaldi will try to make that hold up. Eovaldi beat the Yankees in Arlington last week. Now let's take a look at the lineup that he's going to face. Trent Grisham leads off. Aaron Judge second. Cody Bellinger third. Cleaning up the DH, Jason Dominguez. At second base is Jazz Chisholm. Paul Goldschmidt at first. And the bottom third of the order, Austin Wells, Ryan McMahon, and Jose Caballero.
Well, he's definitely not off to the start last year where he had a 1.58 ERA. You see the high ERA. You see the home runs, 9 home runs already. And let's check out the scouting report. He is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. In 3 of his starts, he's 3-0 with a .90. In the other 4, he has an 8.69 in his 0-4. He's adjusting on the fly. His 4-seamer and sinker have been getting pounded. An average of 500, a slug of 825. So he only threw 11 fastballs his last start. However, he does have the #1 split when it comes to run value in all of baseball. Hitters are 11 for 67 with only 3 extra base hits. You're going to see a lot of off speed tonight because he's struggling with his fastball.
April 29th against the Yankees, 7 innings, 4 hits, didn't allow a run, walked 1, and struck out 7. 36-year-old veteran in his 15th big league season. The Yankees in that game were 0 for 9 with 5 strikeouts against the splitter.
Yeah, lefties were 3 for 19. Righties were 1 for 5 off of it. Lefties have hit him hard this year.
There's a strike.
Well, there's one. He only threw 11 of those his last start against the Yankees.
He's on pace for more.
He's on pace for 100. Oh,
0-2 quickly on Trent Grisham.
So the lefties, he's going to try to throw that cutter inside to him up in the zone. He's going to try to use a split down and away. He'll flip his curveball in there for a strike early in the count.
One and two. Grisham hitting 170. He's had 21 outs at 100 or more miles per hour. That's the most in the American League. You could say that's hitting in some level of bad luck.
That's not a stat that you want.
No. Take a look under the hood. Hard hit, it's there. Squared up, it's there. He doesn't chase, and he walks.
Should be hitting about 300.
This is something he does a lot. He seems to be full count when he leads off the game. He sees a lot of pitches.
So if you think about it, Michael, if 10 of those hits that he hit hard into outs of the 21, he's hitting 270.
Yep. There's a defense for the Rangers. Osuna, Carter, and McCutchen, left to right. Then it's Young, Seager, Duran, and Berger, third to first. Former Yankee Kyle Higashioka behind the plate. Brandon Nimmo, the DH. And the veteran Evaldi on the mound. That's drilled to right field. And right at McCutchen. Must have knuckled at the end as he fought it right into the glove. 1 out. That was 104 miles per hour.
Make it 22, Michael. A great at bat and nothing to show for it. And Paul O'Neill believes these never even out. And I got to believe that Trent Grisham is starting to say, come on, man. Can I get some weak hits or something? My luck has got to change. You see it look knuckling. Oh, Cutchin, if he misses that, you might be looking at a triple.
There's Aaron Judge. See what he's done against Evaldi. Oh, and 2. And down goes Judge on the curveball. 2-way.
He got him on a curveball in Texas where he kind of started it right at him and locked him up. This one he throws away. You see the good depth on it. Aaron had a good swing on it. I think it was just a little bit out in front of it. If he stays back, he's probably going to hit it a long ways.
Here is Bellinger on a 7-game hitting streak. Taking it all the way. He takes a strike. During the streak, hitting .444 with a .484 on base percentage.
He likes to throw that cutter in on lefties. A lot of times he'll throw it up to try to speed him up. Try to get him in the pull mode so he can throw that split that acts like a hard sinker down and away to him.
Another bullet, an 8-game hitting streak for Bellinger. He makes the turn. McCutchen will fire in, and it's a 2-out single for Cody.
You know, that's the amazing thing about this streak, Michael. He's covering everywhere. I mean, we showed in the pregame him hitting fastballs away, fastballs up. This is a hard cutter inside. He's getting to that as well. He's hitting breaking balls. I mean, this is a good pitch. This is on the corner at 93, cutting into his bat, but he still gets the barrel to it. A lot of times hitters can only pull it foul if they hit it hard. Not Cody Bellinger right now.
There's Dominguez. Oh and 1. Oh and 2.
Yeah, you see the dive on that split. It's really good. And the only way you're going to hit that pitch is if it's up in the zone. You see it started about thigh high and ends up below his knees. It's a really tough pitch to lay off of because he throws it so hard and you think it's a fastball.
Still 0 and 2. One and 2. Yankees 25 and 11. Bellinger with 4 stolen bases leads off first, held by Berger.
Yeah, Higashioka throwing out 25% of the runners, does not necessarily have a strong arm, but he gets it in the air quickly. His feet are really, really quick, and he's pretty accurate.
And that's tipped into the glove of Higashioka, and that'll do it. 2 strikeouts for Valby. Yankees strand 1. We go to the second. Well, score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Yankees, the official source for your Yankees gear. 1-0 on the Seager first inning home run. Evan Carter leads off. Carter had come into yesterday's game 0 for 23. He reached 3 times, couple of walks. He's 1 for his last 13.
However, he is second in their team in walks, so he's a patient hitter. There's a lot of good things about this kid that you see. He's patient, he walks, he doesn't strike out a lot, but he has not had a lot of luck either. He hits the ball fairly hard. Must be a center field thing.
And Carter down on strikes.
I have been so impressed with this changeup, and coming into tonight, he had only thrown it 7% of the time. I think the next step is being able to throw it to right-handed hitters. I mean, look at the dive on this, the late movement, the fade. Looks just like his sinker. It's about 10 miles an hour slower. It's tough to pick up.
And Michael, familiar face Kyle Higashioka at the plate. He was drafted in the 7th round of the 2008 draft by the Yankees. He told me yesterday there are just countless memories in this place as we wait for this challenge.
Presented by T-Mobile.
Calls overturned, pitches a strike. New York has 1 challenge remaining.
You know Higgy's telling him, hey, that ain't right, man. That's catcher on catcher crime right there.
And Michael, as I was mentioning, he said there's just countless unbelievable memories anytime he walks into this ballpark. The organization is always going to hold such a special place in his heart. It's essentially where he grew up, just seeing everybody around the ballpark, including Lou Kakuza, Robbie Kakuza, the equipment guys, and talking to guys that he played with on the other side. It just brings back so many of those memories. Now, he is still good friends with Aaron Judge. He said He speaks to him quite a bit, and he understands that there's a reason why he was named the captain, calling him the best teammate he has ever had. He said, I understand why people follow him. Now, when he's on the other side, he said he's the utmost professional, trying to get him out every time, but then he looked at me and said, it just doesn't always work out all the time.
Yeah, I think everybody feels that way.
Yeah. I mean, he's had a little bit of success in his career. I remember so many fond things about Higgy when he would come up to big league camp when he was young, and he drove his grandfather's old blue Cadillac. He brought it to spring training. And he would play the guitar, and he performed in front of everyone.
Really?
I think he played all along the Watchtower, or maybe it was a Guns N' Roses song. He was really good. He could always catch, and I think his offense came a little bit later. He's had a really good career. I thought when he was 19 years old, just a kid out of high school, he was one of the better framers that I ever saw.
He's 36 years old, 10-year big league career. And he seems to be, of all these catchers, 6th straight start catching Eovaldi as he goes down. 4th strikeout for Will Warren.
Yeah, this is that sinker that he's been throwing, and it's been so effective. And you see how it's diving below the bat. The four-seamer people are going to swing underneath. The sinker, they're going to swing over the top. Higgy's a pretty good fastball hitter, but this one ties him up. He's not able to get extended, and he swings and misses.
Berger pops it up and out of play. There's a base hit to left field. Bellinger fields. Berger makes a big turn. Bellinger gets it into Jazz. That's a 2-out single.
You know what sticks out in my mind about this play is you're going to see him hit this sweeper. It's not far enough away. If he gets it far enough away, he's going to swing and miss. You're going to see he hits off the end and breaks his bat. But we talk so many great things about Aaron Judge's offense. He was backing up that throw from the left fielder. Always in the right place at the right time.
Alejandro Osuna. And a strike. That one's looped into left field, and that's going to be a base hit. Berger stops at second. Perfectly placed, a single for Osuna.
I can hear O'Neill yelling about that type of hit. You know, line out and then a guy gets a hit like this. I mean, it's just making contact. He's not a guy that swings and misses, but this is not supposed to be a hit. This is supposed to be like a lob wedge. He puts it between the third baseman and the left fielder. And great extension way out front. It's good bat to ball skills, but sometimes the game doesn't seem fair, Michael.
Strike
Pitch is
to
called a
Andrew
strike. The
McCutcheon.
batter's challenging.
And McCutcheon's going to challenge. And he was right. The
Calls
better.
overturned. Pitch is the ball. Texas has 2 challenges remaining.
Does not see a lot of time against right-handed starters, but with Nimmo out yesterday nursing the hamstring and DHing today, getting a couple of starts against righties.
Good night last night, 2 for 4.
Now, he's not getting a ton of playing time, but he said, listen, I'm in the major leagues. I have a role. When opportunities are given, I'm trying to be ready. 39 years old, 18th big league season. Good pitch. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Chase the fastball upstairs. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Warren. Rangers strand 2. Round 2 of the NBA playoffs continues Thursday and Friday on Prime Video. Thursday, it's Cavs Pistons and Lakers Thunder. And Friday, the Knicks head to Philly to take on the Sixers at 6:30, followed by Spurs Wolves. The NBA playoffs Thursday and Friday. It's on Prime. 1-0 Rangers. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Jazz Chisholm Jr. will lead off against Nathan Eovaldi.
Jazz got to make sure that he makes Eovaldi get the ball up, because he's going to try to throw it under the zone to him. I think that's got to be the left-hander's approach.
Jazz has 4 homers on the year. All have come in his last 12 games. First 21 games, he hit 164. Last 14, 283. Oh, curveball, changed the speed, got him 2. So that is the 3rd strikeout for Eovaldi.
He's really good at putting hitters in the rocking chair, and what I mean by that is he speeds you up and then he slows you down. And what you end up happening is you get in between. You're early on the breaking ball and you're late on the fastballs, and that's what Nathan Eovaldi's been able to do for a long time.
Goldschmidt pops it up. Higashioka with the call and the catch. 2 away. And those 2 friends exchanging pleasantries. Probably about Wells challenging.
Oh, I'm sure. Saying, I'm going to do it to you when I get a chance. He could have challenged. I just don't think he would have won.
Grounded. Foul.
Pretty good play down the right field line there.
Whip foul.
Meredith all right down there?
She's on the other side.
Other side, yeah. Good thinking, Meredith.
Alive, can confirm for now.
We've got to get you a glove, Meredith. I think that would be safer.
Michael, if I could catch a ball going that fast, I'd be in the league, not in the camera well.
Swing and a miss. Yankees go down 1-2-3. 4 strikeouts for Eovaldi in 2 innings. We're going to the 3rd. Welcome back to Yankee Stadium, where the Texas Rangers lead the Yankees by a 1-0 score, top of the 3rd inning. It'll be the top of the order as well. 5 strikeouts in the game for Warren in 2 innings, and Eovaldi has struck out 4 in his 2 innings. It'll be Nimmo, Duran, and Seager. Nimmo robbed of a hit. Nice play to the backhand side by Caballero in the first and threw him out. So Nimmo came into the game hitting 300, and the guy who was traded for is hitting 208. Marcus Simeon's hitting 208 for the Mets.
You know, what's interesting, Nimmo had 5 years left on his contract. Simeon had 3.
Yep.
And, you know, they talked about maybe not wanting to pay all those 5 years of Nimmo. However, he's playing pretty good.
Yeah. Now we have some special guests in the booth from the AUSL, the Athletes Unlimited Softball League. This is Anna Gold. This is Michaela Edenfield. And Anna, you threw out the first pitch, and
I did.
Really brought it, man.
Yeah, you know, I had to. Got to show them what us girls got.
Now, you're from upstate New York, so did you grow up a Yankee fan?
Yeah, born and raised Saratoga, New York. Yankee fan my whole life, so this is awesome.
Michaela, were you impressed by the first pitch?
Oh, absolutely. I was asking her beforehand, like, are we doing a leg kick? Like, what's going to be the ammo here? But she definitely blew us all away.
I really think you kind of shocked J.C. Escar. I don't know if he knew you were going to throw it that
Yeah, I told him I was going to put a little heat on it just to warn him a little bit.
So Michaela, you're a catcher, correct?
Yes, sir.
Why didn't you catch it?
You know, I really thought about, that would be really cool. But I know for a fact we got something a little special here in New York coming up soon that I will be catching, not pitching.
Oh,
here's the first pitch.
little curve.
A little curve. That had some good zip.
What was it like being on the field at Yankee Stadium?
Yeah, oh my gosh. I mean, a dream come true. You know, I think any little kid who plays baseball, softball, like what I just did would be anyone would love to do. So I feel honored and just so blessed to be able to do that.
All right, so last year, Anna, you were with the Carolina Blaze, an infielder. You hit 373, and you won the Rookie of the Year.
I did.
Not too bad.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
What's the league like, Michaela?
I think the league is just amazing. Going from our first inaugural season last year and just going to year 2, like now that we have our home bases and location, now it's about building our fans and our home base. And I'm super excited. I know Anna and I were talking about the 9-month off season and just the training and everything that's brought us to this moment. But now it's time to execute, and it's right around the corner.
How many games will you play this year? You increased it, correct?
Yes, we did increase it because we added 2 additional teams. So I want to say we're around that 40, 45, no?
A little bit lower, maybe 25.
If you go all the way.
Okay, yeah.
So Duran hits one to the wall, and that's going to score Nimmo. An RBI double for Duran, and Texas is up 2-0.
Sorry.
Yeah, Duran has been a great surprise for him this year. He's really been a big part of their offense, and he keeps moving up the order. And here's a sinker that he leaves belt high and doesn't really have a lot of movement and drives it in the gap. He had 3 hits last night. You see the double tonight, and he's actually forced his way into the lineup every day because he's swinging the bat so well. Great extension, stays behind it, and ladies, I actually did a softball game this year. I did the Oklahoma State-Nebraska game.
Did you?
And I had a blast in how quickly it moved. It was a good game. I think Nebraska won 3-2. I was pulling for Oklahoma State. My daughter played basketball at Oklahoma State, so I did the game. But I want to know the differences between college and the pros. What's the biggest difference?
Yeah, I think, just the competition is the level up, obviously. You're playing the best girls in the world, really. I think the stat was 93% of the USA women's national team from last year is in this league. So you're not going to find a better professional softball league in the country.
And how many players are on a roster? Because you don't need 12 or 13 pitchers like they do here.
Yeah, no, I want to say since we got...
I think it's 16.
Yeah, I think it's 16.
You have to have 5 pitchers.
Yeah.
And then you can play around with the other players.
So there's no days off. You play every day.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, there are 6 teams: Carolina Blaze, Utah Talons, Texas Volts, Chicago Bandits, Oklahoma City Spark, and the Portland Cascade. And opening day is June 9th.
Yep.
Yes,
ready?
sir. I'm beyond ready.
Beyond ready.
Beyond ready. We talk about the off season for me and Anna. This is our both first 9-month off season, and it's a different type of challenge. But again, super excited for what year 2 is going to look like.
What are we talking velocity-wise that a pitcher throws in the league?
Probably 70 is about average. I think each team has a couple girls who throw 70.
Absolutely, yeah. Want to say like a couple of girls are hitting 72.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we got Rachel
Pitch is
Garcia
called a
for the
strike,
Bulls.
batter
Like
challenging.
she's definitely always humming it.
And
Yeah.
that's over 100, right? Equivalent
Yep.
to over 100, I believe.
And my new teammate,
Those overturned pitches of ball. Texas
she's
has
going to
2
graduate from
challenges
Tennessee
remaining.
this year, but she'll be on the Blaze with me this year. She holds the all-time record for fastest softball pitch at 79 miles per hour.
79?
I believe. Yeah, absolute gas. So I'm yes,
Is that Carolyn Pickens?
Carolyn Pickens, yeah. So I'm happy she'll be on my team.
Yeah, I would be too.
Here's a 1-1 to Young.
I see you put some Judgian type numbers up. You had an OPS over 1,000, a slug in the middle 600s.
Yeah.
So how do you hit 2 triples? Because, you know, the fence is
Right.
not that far.
Yeah, you
And-
got to have speed.
I guess
Gotta
you
have
can run
speed.
too, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. Steal some bases here and there.
Now, of one of the ladies that are on the mound throwing that hard, you face a big league hitter from that distance. Would they be able to get him out?
No.
You don't think so?
Are you just saying like a MLB hitter going? Oh, then when we're getting him out, absolutely. If I'm calling pitches, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm just
Got it
kidding.
on
It's a
lock.
two-way tango right there for sure. But absolutely, I would definitely put the money on the woman.
I think Jenny Finn struck out the Pujols a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, I saw that video plenty of times. I show it to my brothers whenever they say softball is not hard. No, I'm just kidding.
Now, as hitters, could you guys hit a big league pitcher?
Oh, I want to face a pitcher so bad.
Really?
I played Little League. Last time I played baseball when I was 12, so it's been a while, but I think it'd be so cool just to even see what the pitches look like, because it is very different coming from that different arm slot.
Did
Yeah.
he go? Yes, he did. Young down on strikes.
You know, I've often wondered, you know, we talk about guys try to live up in the zone with their 4-seamers because it's got great carry. Why not practice off softball? Because you guys throw that rise ball.
Yeah.
I think there's some credence to that.
Yeah.
I might be making something up, but
No, that's a good point. The little riser.
I wouldn't disagree with you. I think that's a different, you know, everything's got its own different eye training with the pitches and the movement. So I was about to say, like earlier, give me a chance. I would love to have a little competition. And it'd be fun.
That would be fun.
so
Now,
Michael
Anna is from upstate New York. Where are you from, Michaela?
I'm from Sneads, Florida. It's about an hour west from Tallahassee, Florida.
79 in softball. Michael's somewhere between 110 and 111.
Wow.
Makes Chapman look
Yeah,
like he's
that's-
throwing pies.
That's gas.
Mason Miller throwing changeup.
Yeah.
Wow. It's 2-0 Texas. Duran's at second with 2 outs. Carter's at the plate with a 1-1 count. And the pickoff is on. But a nice save there by Caballero, keeping it out of the outfield as Duran dives back. Now, do you guys have a rivalry? Do you know each other?
Duke and Florida State,
Yeah,
right?
we played against each other many, many times, and I feel like it was always Duke and Florida State at the top of the ACC. So I think, you know, we were definitely rivals when we played in college, for sure.
Yeah, definitely rivals, but now, like, still rivals, but
Yeah.
now we're on a different mission.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Just trying to grow the game for younger generations to come. That's really what it's all about right now.
And the league commissioner is Kim Eng.
Yes.
Been a GM in the big leagues. That one's hit deep to right field. If it's fair, it's gone. See ya, gone. Off the facing of the second deck. Carter with a 2-run home run, and Texas leads 4-0.
Yeah, this is kind of unusual for Will Warren. He's been so sharp this year. They've only given up 4 home runs coming into this game in his 7 starts. And it looks like this is just a hang and break the ball. It looks like it's a sweeper that doesn't have much depth. He leaves it too much on the inside part of the plate, doesn't get in. Down and in, he's trying to go with his back foot, doesn't get it there, and it turns into a home run.
So Duke probably had a good GPA as well as a good batting average, right?
Oh yeah, you had to. The school is tough, but it's manageable and doable, and you just gotta get your priorities right, you know.
Mm-hmm.
had such a fun time at Duke. I miss it, but I'll be playing there this summer because that's where the Carolina Blaze, our home field, is at Duke.
Oh, it is.
So
That's cool.
I'm happy to be back. Yeah, it's all really cool.
And where's your home field?
We're going to be based out of Round Rock, so right where the AAA, the Rangers team is, that's us, right in Dill Diamond.
Now, how's the travel? Is it by plane? Do you bus places?
Yeah, a majority of it's going to be by plane, but I know for us in Texas, since we're pretty close to OKC, we're probably going to be busing that. So
2-1 count on Higashioka. 2-2.
So do they have any pitches like that that would run that much into?
Yeah, that would be a screwball from a righty.
I got you.
Yep.
What's tougher for you to hit, something with a break or a fastball?
I would say something with the break, for sure.
You too, Michaela?
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, there was a break, and Higashioka swings over the top. It all starts on June 9th, Athletes Unlimited Softball League. Ladies, thank you for dropping by.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
That was-
There's a whole group with Jazz and Alan Boone. Well, it's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Tonight's picture is of Carly, who says her dad raised her right by introducing her to Yankees Universe. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Post your picture to social media. Reflect your love for the Yankees, and we might spotlight you in a future game. Well, the Yankees have dug themselves a 4-0 hole against Nathan Eovaldi, and Ryan McMahon takes a ball.
Well, they've been averaging over 6.5 runs a game in this streak. So they came back last night. They were down 3-0 in the first inning and got Jacob deGrom. So maybe they can do it again.
You know, so interesting what Aaron Boone was talking about today, and Joe, I'm sure you could appreciate it. So Elmer Rodriguez got sent down, and he knew it was going to be 2 starts unless there was something that cropped up with the Carlos Rodon physically, and it didn't. So he's going to make the start probably on Sunday. And Elmer Rodriguez really struggled in the first inning, and he had the bases loaded. He ended up getting out of it, giving up 3 runs and 37 pitches. And I always love this about baseball because every inning of every game is interconnected. And he said the fact that he battled through and pitched into the 5th inning, he said, allowed us to come back and win that game, but also gave us a better chance to win this game.
Yeah, because you can keep your bullpen intact. That's the big thing. And you don't have to use your whole bullpen. You don't necessarily have to send someone down to get a fresh arm. It was really big of him, and he really settled down. He only threw like 90 pitches, and he threw 37 in the first inning. Did a fantastic job. By the bottom of the second, they were tied up. And I give him a lot of credit because 22 years old, you're not supposed to have that toughness, but he showed it. See the numbers there. It's the command of the fastball. It takes him an inning to find it, or an inning. And I thought he started pitching better the second inning. He started using his off speed, which made him much more effective.
So Meredith, how did Elmer take obviously going back down?
Well, Michael, I think it was expected. He knew Carlos Rodon was on his way back. But when I spoke to him after the game about that start, one thing he said to me early on, he thought maybe he was trying to be too perfect, a little bit too fine. To your point, Joe, he kind of settled in thereafter. He was able to relax a little bit on the mound. But he said it was his dream to be a big leaguer and his dream to wear pinstripes while doing so. Yesterday meant the world to him. Now, with Elmer Rodriguez being optioned to AAA, they did bring up a pitcher until Rodon is activated. That is Yeri De Los Santos. He walked into the clubhouse about 3 o'clock this afternoon, so he is available out of the bullpen. But just going back to yesterday one more time, Michael, they were actually short in the bullpen, so the fact that he was able to get into that 5th inning meant so much to this team as a whole.
Absolutely. Would have emptied the bullpen. You'd have to get 8 innings out of the bullpen, 24 outs, and that's not easy because it does spill out into other games and roster moves.
And Michael, we talk about it all the time in the game. You know, you're in the first game of a series and you're losing 6-1, and you're saying just get the closer in, because maybe they can't use him You know, in a sense, like if he pitched the day before, they don't have him the next day, or if he has to pitch 2 days in a row, they won't have him the last day. Do whatever you can to get as many pitchers in the game from the opposing team. And what Elmer did is he kept them from doing that.
Two and two on Caballero. He gets plunked with a curveball, certainly not on purpose, just didn't have any break to it. Didn't feel good though.
Yeah, sometimes it can hit off the elbow where there's not a lot of muscle to protect it, and it hits just right. And there's those times, Michael, you're hitting, you feel like the ball's chasing you. You're running away from it and it's following you, and it got him. It got him in the back of the tricep. Probably locked up a little bit. See where it gets him here. Oh, yeah, that's very painful, Michael. When you get hit and just above the elbow, a lot of times that will keep you out of a couple of games, and it's just right above that elbow bone, and it really is painful. Swells up. You can't extend that left arm, which obviously you need as a hitter.
Athletic trainer Tim Lentich. You can see that Caballero's in a lot of pain.
I used to laugh at the trainers, you know, when you're playing and it's a warm day, you're in short sleeves and you got like the seam marks on your arm. And they stick their finger between the seam marks and they say, right here, like, what do you think?
You know what they don't seem to do anymore, Joe?
Cold spray.
Cold spray.
Yeah,
ethyl chloride.
They don't use it. That was old school.
So he's going to stay in the game. I think he's having too much fun playing every day, playing shortstop for the Yankees on a team that's just rolling.
And he's been swinging it too. I mean, you go back to about August 10th or 11th. Since he got to 20, went to Tampa, he started swinging the bat. I would imagine of all these, not easy to steal on, but he may be on the move here. A lot of times players want to kind of get the pitcher back and steal a base and get in scoring position.
Ground ball, first base. There's one. And they get Caballero into a rundown. He's tagged out, so a double play. Off the bat of Grisham. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Let's go to the fourth.
Welcome back. Jose Caballero was still visibly in pain when he got back to the dugout. He was checked out again by trainer Tim Lentich, but he is back out there on the field. Michael, you made the comment. He's just having too much fun playing shortstop every day for a team that is rolling. The Yankees have won 15 out of their last 17 games. I spoke to Caballero about that the other day. First, he said it's a vote of confidence that they went with him, and he is still the everyday shortstop. While he wasn't worried about it, he was ready to contribute in any way they needed him to. He does like the fact that he's going to get to continue to focus on one position. He said he doesn't have to think about taking reps at other places. He can simply relax, go out there, and just play, something that he has not always had the opportunity to do throughout his major league career. And he thinks it has allowed him to have more success. He's thinking about less on the defensive side, perhaps allowing him to focus more on the offensive side. Whatever it might be, the Yankees are just hoping that it continues.
You know, it's a really interesting point because when you are the all-over everywhere guy, a lot of your pregame work has to be at all those positions, so you're just not going in cold when you play them.
And the important part, Michael, is the manager communicating.
Line drive into right field. It's a base hit. Cutting over is Judge to cut it off. And Berger, who'd come in slumping, is 2 for 2.
Where you might play the next day, and then where you might play 2 days later, so they can prepare. Like, look, Cabby, you're gonna play second base on Thursday, and then on Saturday you're probably gonna play left field, so they can take their reps where they need to.
See what he's done the last 23 games. He's still rubbing that that area where he got hit.
I hope the compression sleeve keeps the swelling out.
High fly ball, right center. And Busham makes the play.
So that's one thing I never understand, Michael. Berger went back to tag up. He's not going anywhere.
Right.
So why not stay like a third of the way out there or halfway out there? Because if he drops it, you may not make it to second base.
All right, so could he be thinking this? Let me draw a throw, and if the throw gets away, then I can advance.
Some players, yes. I don't think necessarily him.
Okay. McCutchen takes outside.
Sometimes the right thing to do for one person is not necessarily the right thing for another person. Like a guy like, for example, like Caballero, you would tell him go tag and draw a throw. But you're probably not going to tell someone that doesn't run so well to do that.
Three and 0.
He's just a little bit out of sorts, Michael.
Yeah, it's so unusual to watch him struggle.
And as you pointed out, 7 starts, he'd given up 2 runs or less in all of them.
And McCutchen works a walk. So first and second, 1 out. Nimmo coming to the plate, and Matt Blake coming to the mound.
With the way of all these throwing and the way he threw against them last week, he's got to keep it right here. And Nimmo's been one of their most consistent hitters all year long.
Give me time to send out birthday wishes. The people in the food room behind us, they're just the best. And Ron Forbes celebrated a birthday yesterday. We didn't have an opportunity to say it on the air, but happy birthday to him. He's always so kind to all of us. So
happy birthday.
He puts up with Paul, who lives in that.
What do you mean
room.
by that?
He lives in the food room. I mean, he's making things difficult for them. But Ron, happy birthday.
Steak and pasta was pretty good today.
It was. You turned me on to the steak today. First and second. Conference is over. Here's Nimmo. Nimmo walked and scored in the third. A strike.
Pitch is called a strike. Batter challenge.
Well, Nimmo's going to challenge that. Didn't think it was a strike.
Yeah, it looked a little low to me.
And it
Calls
was.
overturned. Pitches the ball. Texas has 2 challenges remaining.
See Skip Schumacher, the manager, yelling at the umpire saying, come on. 4 pitches challenge. Yeah.
Not a great night for Quinn Walcott.
And he had been right most of the time. 26 challenges this year, only 10 were overturned.
Right.
So his record before tonight had been pretty good.
See, I understand Skip Schumacher being a little chapped, but if I was an umpire and I just got embarrassed having my call overturned, do I really want to hear it from the manager when you've got the weapon? Just challenge it if I'm wrong.
Yeah, but you don't want to have to be challenging all these pitches because eventually you're going to be wrong.
Right, then the umpire will be right.
Right. You don't want to have. You want them to be on their A game every time. It's impossible.
Right.
As players, we're not on our A game all the time. Some of us were on the C game a lot of the times.
Goes the other way.
You know, he's always been a tough out. his whole career. He's been an on-base guy. He's developed where he has power. The only place that I felt you could get him to chase was below the zone, over the plate. Doesn't chase up much, doesn't chase in or out. It had to be something below the zone, right on top of the plate.
You know, one of the impressive things about Nimmo, he's from Wyoming. People don't come out of Wyoming and play Major League Baseball.
How many players over the years do you think are from Wyoming? We'll get James on that. Do you have an over and under?
I'd say the over-under would be 2.5.
Oh, I'm going like 7.
Oh, I don't know.
That's a lot of years, Michael.
I know, but wow, that's tough. And there's ball 4. No one up in the Yankee bullpen at this point, and the bases are loaded. Well, let's put it this way. He's the first Wyoming high schooler ever drafted in the first round.
All right, well, there's only 30 guys drafted in the first round every year, so that's, I mean, there's 1,000 people in the big leagues.
So you're sticking up for Wyoming.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Ezekiel Duran.
James is writing a long note. All he had to do was hold up some fingers.
James is very thorough. De Los Santos just called up today, warming up. It's just the 4th inning, so they're going to need to eat up some innings. There's James. When he's in his flannel, you know he's very serious.
He's writing really fast, too.
All right, 17 big league players born in Wyoming all time. High fly ball. Left center. Grisham with the catch. Berger tags and scores. McCutchen goes to third. And it's 5-0 Texas. And some names you might know, Joe. Mike Lansing, Mike Devereaux, and Tom Browning. All from Wyoming.
There's a lot of guys, Michael. 17.
17. Baseball.
That's not
to
two.
the 1870s.
Well, that's not 2. I mean, you act like they'd never seen a baseball or a bat in Wyoming.
17's not a lot. Pitch outside to Seager.
Well, when I was in Colorado, we used to go to Wyoming for the caravans.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of baseball fans up there. They got a lot of open land to build fields, too.
I don't know if they have the best weather for it, right?
Well, can
have
it
you
be
seen some of the weather in Colorado the last couple of days?
Yeah, could it be worse than Minnesota?
Good point. But there's a lot more people in Minnesota than Wyoming.
Correct.
And that's challenge.
Pitch is called a strike, batter challenger.
You can see Walcott was chapped the way he turned around.
I think they're going to be 5 for 5.
Calls overturned, pitches the ball. Texas has 2 challenges remaining.
Skip with the head shake. Not digging it. But he's got to think, before the ABS challenge, that'll all be going against his team.
Oh, for sure. So he has to be happy about the challenge, but he's not happy about them having to challenge so much.
Two. Ground ball and through for a base hit. McCutchen scores. Nimmo stops at second. RBI single for Seager. And it is 6-0 Texas.
Just hit it in the right spot. Didn't necessarily hit it really hard. Hits it off the end of the bat, but hits it up the middle, and Jazz is not able to get there as he's playing him to pull. A few years ago, Michael, that's probably an out because Caballero's on the other side of second base. That's how that rule has helped left-handed hitters.
You know who could have really used that rule? Mark Teixeira.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they used to play in the outfield against Texas. Yeah. Think about that. And with
can't do anymore.
No.
And I would have talks with Teixeira, and he refused to go the other way. He said, I'm going to hit it over the wall. I'm going to hit it over the shift. But he went from a 300 hitter to about a 240 hitter because of the shift. High fly ball, right center. Grisham will make the play, and that'll do it. Rangers lead 6-0.
Players were sporting a little bit of a different look before the game today. No batting practice, but pitchers were out there and they were wearing that classic red hat. Yep, that's the hat that Spike Lee asked George Steinbrenner whether or not they could make in 1996. They did it, and now it is 30 years later. It totally changed the culture of how hats are worn and seen. It used to only be the apparel that's on the field would be made for people to buy and to wear off the field. And Michael, that all changed in 1996. Hard to believe that it's been 30 years, but I know you guys are sporting your red hats.
Well, I'll tell you what, they have hats in all different colors, but the red looks great on you, Joe.
Yeah, I think it does.
It really does.
Yeah, it brings out my olive skin.
You really look terrific. Here's Aaron Judge. Yankees down 6-0 to Nathan Eovaldi. One and 0.
That's an interesting shot.
A drone shot. Get caught in those letters.
Thinking that Aaron Judge might hit one up there.
Yeah. Judge struck out in the first. 1-1.
Yeah, he likes throwing that sinker into Aaron Judge a lot. Try to finish him with a curveball and throw the split down below. First pitch of the game to him, the first pitch that he threw to Judge. The last game was that fastball that ran in off the plate and he checked swing and hit it at first base.
Yep. Strike 3. Wondered if Judge would challenge that, but he did not.
Yeah, I actually thought it was pretty good. I thought it came back enough to be a strike, and we're going to get a better look here. But you can see the two-seamer, the run.
Another one.
Wow. They need to blow that up so I can see it better.
Fouled off. Bellinger extended his hitting streak to 8 straight with a single to right in the first inning. The only hit the Yankees have had.
You know what's amazing about that streak is, yeah, the average is great, but the extra base hits, 10?
Damage. Given the center field and deep. Carter back. He has plenty of room. And he'll put it away. Now Eovaldi, obviously a veteran, been around forever. He's not going to be that careful. He's not going to throw pitches down the middle, but he's going to be a little more aggressive.
No, he knows to pitch.
Yeah.
He's going to continue to pitch. He's going to pitch his game.
But does it give you a little more breathing room that you don't have to be perfect?
It does, but a lot of times, Michael, when pitchers say, "Oh, I'm just going to throw this ball down the middle," they can't do it,
right?
Because they're not used to thinking like that. They're thinking to throwing little spots. And Gary Tucker was our catching coach. Used to talk to Georgie and I a lot about when we were playing catch. Aim small, miss small. If you throw to an area, you're going to miss big, and that's what he doesn't want to do. So continue to try to hit your spots. And if you miss, it's going to be a small miss.
Aim small, miss small.
Yeah. You know, when you try to throw to a big area, it gives you could throw it all over the place. But if you're looking at one little thing, like, you know, you might look at the NY on the hat, on the red hat. Just look at the NY. Don't look at the hat. Look at the NY and try to hit that.
Two and two. Driven into center field. Carter makes the catch, and the Yankees go down in order. We'll go to the fifth. It's time to name that Yankee. Now, this is an 8, 133 and 131. 3.30 ERA, 90 complete games. So he was with the Yankees from 66 to 74, then the Indians, and then the Texas Rangers. Yuri De Los Santos takes over for Will Warren. Joe, I just got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Someone give you help?
No, swear.
Come on now.
I did not get help. I lived it.
You lived it?
It was my fandom. That was when I started being a fan, when he was on the Yankees.
Were you like 4 in 1966? 5?
Well, I really started getting into it in like 70, 71, 72, so 9, 10. So, Joe, we saw the first bad outing from Will Warren. What did you see? What was wrong this time that he has not done the entire season?
Walks hurt him tonight. That's something that he has not done. His walk rate has been excellent. His strikeout to walk rate was one of the best in the American League. And he hung a breaking ball pretty bad. And he has not done that all year. But the one thing about Will Warren is he has shown last year he bounces back really well. He's able to flush a bad outing.
And that bad outing forced the Yankees to make the call to the bullpen, brought to you by Taco Bell. Two. Strike 3. Carter down looking. Joe, did you lose your pen?
I lost my blue
right
pen.
There.
Well, it's me.
That's how, like, if a ball got loose and it was right in front of you, you'd be spinning around.
Well, you never look straight down.
Yes.
That's the thing. You always look left, right, because it's not supposed to go straight down, Michael. You were laughing at me, too. That ain't right.
Well, because, I mean, you're panicking over a Bic.
No. Outs are in blue. Base runners are in red.
Okay. So you needed that color.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, you got like 10 special pens delivered to you today.
8.
Yeah. I mean,
This is a great pen.
You got like 8 backups.
They get Higashioka for out number 2. I mean, this pen that I use, you could bring this baby up in a space shuttle. It's that good. Right with it. Delightful.
It's too thick. It's too thick. Well, look at.
I think it's just right. There's Jake Berger. 0-1.
As you know, I have a ton of stuff on my card, and I wouldn't be able to write as small with your pen.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
It's not exactly a Sharpie, Joe.
No, but it's not this fine bit that I have.
Oh, that waved through that one.
You know what we call that?
What's that?
Underwater hack. Because it doesn't go as fast as it's supposed to. I mean, look at this sinker, the run on this. I mean, he's lucky it didn't hit him. He's going to take a look at that swing tomorrow and say, what was I doing? He saved his bat by missing it.
Ground ball, Caballero. And De Los Santos with a 1-2-3 inning. Joe searching for his 39-cent pen. Where is it? Look at mine, though. There it is. Now time for Discipline That Delivers, brought to you by Vanguard.
Yeah, he's had really good stuff. His curveball's been good. His split has been good. Kind of the bread and butter of his pitching repertoire. He's been able to get ahead and get the Yankees to chase. He's even thrown a few fastballs, Michael, tonight.
There was a strike to Chisholm.
I would love to see one left-hander go up there and sit curveball early in the count. Just sit curveball. Because he throws a lot of them early in the count.
Why do you think he's had trouble this year with the four-seamer? Because that's been a good pitch for him throughout his career.
You know, it has to be something to do with the carry, because he likes to use it up in the zone so it complements his split down in the zone. I'm sure a lot of it's location, Michael. He hasn't got it. He's probably gotten it too low in a sense, like he's trying to throw it up and he's not getting it there. He's leaving it like belt high and it's getting hammered between the belt and the thigh. And his sinker, I mean, it has good movement, but I'm sure he's made mistakes in the middle of the plate.
He doesn't make many mistakes against the Yankees. 27 games, 24 starts, 2.92 ERA coming in, and you throw 4 shutout innings on that, so that's a little bit lower.
I mean, he's got 11 shutout innings this year. And you think about the Yankees have been hitting good pitching, too. I mean, they just beat DeGrom twice. I mean, it's not like they're not hitting good pitching, but he's giving them fits.
By the way, only the second time in his career that DeGrom has lost back-to-back games to the same team. Did it in 2016 against the Pirates as well. Berger. They retire Jazz. 1 away.
You know, I was wondering about that, Michael, because I started to think, okay, he was so good with the Mets. But he lost a lot of games 1-0.
Yes, he did.
And he didn't necessarily get a lot of run support, so I thought, I guess it's probably possible, but only one time. You don't usually face teams back-to-back, though. That's the thing.
When you were managing, would you try to not have the same pitchers face the team back-to-back? It's hard to do, though.
Yeah, I mean, you tried to stay away from it, but the scheduling is what it is.
Mm-hmm. 0-1. Grounded to short. They get Goldschmidt. And the Pirate games that we talked about in 2016, not that bad. One game he threw 6 innings, gave up 3 runs. The other one 6 innings, 2 runs.
And he lost.
Yep.
I mean, if you go back to 1920, minimum of 200 starts, he has the second best ERA of any pitcher ever, only behind Clayton Kershaw.
And the count 0-2 on Wells, who struck out in the second.
Coming into tonight, hitters were hitting 500 off his fastball, his four-seamer, and his sinker, and 192 on his off-speed stuff. And that's what he has been so effective with tonight.
Lined into left field. It's a base hit in front of Osuna. That's just the second hit for the Yanks.
Yeah, a cutter that looked like it almost backed up a little bit. It didn't have that running into his hands. He's trying to backdoor it. It's kind of a spinner. Roger Clemens would call that a cement mixer, and he's able to stay inside of it and hit it the other way for a single. I don't know, has he got another two-run homer in him? Kind of start to chip away here a little bit.
Struck out in the third, McMahon did. Popped up. Young in foul territory makes the play, and that'll do it. No runs a hit and one man left. We go to the sixth inning, 6-0 Texas. Majors. Bad news for the Astros continues. Carlos Correa, left ankle surgery. He's going to be out 8 months, so obviously missed the rest of the season. Valdez suspended 5 games for hitting Trevor Story last night. They determined that he did it on purpose. And Shane McClanahan, he seems like he's all the way back from all those injuries, 3-0 in his last 3 starts. And has not allowed a run in 16 2/3.
Did you see Eric Hosmer's breakdown of what was going on there?
No.
Boston looked like they were relaying pitches. They could see him in his glove.
Right.
And when they got to second base. And that was like something that I did every spring training when pitchers threw live BPs. I would go stand at second base when they were in the stretch to see if I could see the ball in their glove.
But why would you throw at somebody?
That's your fault for not protecting your pitches. And he obviously knows that it goes on. I mean, he's been in the big leagues a long time, that you have to protect what you do. I don't get it. I mean, he was frustrated. I'm sure he gave up, I believe, 10 runs.
Right.
But I mean, if they know what's coming, you're going to get hit.
I thought A.J. Hinch, the manager of the Tigers, was very telling in what he said after the game, because the bench is clear. And he said, usually when I run out on the field in a situation like that, I feel like, and I'm paraphrasing, I feel like I'm doing the right thing for the right reason. He said, I didn't feel good about myself out on the field today.
Well, I think as a manager, a lot of times you go out as a peacemaker more than anything, because you don't want your players to be suspended. You don't want someone to do something silly. So I'm not sure that, like, I'm sure his thought process was, I don't want this to blow up worse than it already is.
But I don't think he agreed with what Valdez did.
Yeah. I mean, AJ's been around a long time.
Now, the suspension was originally 6. It was lowered to 5. And, Joe, doesn't it have to be 7 or more to really have an impact with the starter? This is just going to give him an extra day of rest.
It depends if the team has an off day in these next 5 days, because then they can manipulate it to where he really doesn't miss a start. Now, on an off day, that doesn't count. It's 5 games, not 5 days. But still, like, you throw 4 starters, for example, and then that first starter can come back the day after the day off because it's his regular turn. And then you put Framber right in right after. It doesn't affect him. But yes, I agree.
And there's a walk to Alejandro Osuna. And the Tigers are off Thursday and Monday.
So it's not really going to affect him. But here's the thing, though. You're not allowed to call someone up for a suspended player. So you don't get to add a person to your roster because he's suspended. Now, you could send a reliever down and bring up another starter if you wanted, but you don't want to make your whole team pay for one guy's transgressions, to me, in a sense. So, you know, I don't know what the right thing is to do there. If you suspend him 10 days, I mean, you could really mess up their team.
Well, I wonder about Framber's reputation around the sport, because last year he was essentially accused of crossing up
Pitch is
his...
called a ball. Catcher is challenging.
Catcher is challenging the ball call. Let's see if Quinn Walcott's night continues. And it does.
Calls overturned. Pitches a strike.
Valdez was
New York
accused
has
of
2
crossing
challenges
up his own
remaining.
catcher because he was angry at him. And then he's a really good pitcher. He didn't have that much traction in the free agent one.
No, he didn't. And you're right, Michael. He's an I mean, he's one of the best left-handers in all of baseball.
Runner goes. Opens up the hole on the right side, and a base hit as McCutchen goes the other way. And Osuna moves to third.
And Jazz did not get out of the way, and they called interference, and it's to the umpire's discretion where he's going to end up when he runs into a player. We're going to see him run into Jazz. Jazz has to get out of the way. And you can see him pointing at him. I ran into him. I ran into him. And if he felt like he could have got to home, and he did because he ran it, they can allow him to go to home.
Here's Nimmo. Runners on the corners, nobody out. I know the game has changed. They're up 6-0. You have no problem with running there, right?
No, I don't.
Right.
No. Now, if it's the 9th inning, you know, maybe you get upset. But I think that's a silly rule. You got to do what's best for your team. To me, that's the most important thing. And in these unwritten rules that you can't do certain things because of the score, I do not agree with. I do not agree with. If a guy's part of his game is bunting and he wants to drag, it's part of his game. You don't tell a guy not to swing.
Nimmo's walked twice. Opened the game by grounding out to short. A really nice play by Caballero. De Los Santos, second inning of work in relief of Will Warren.
Yeah, his max this year is 44 pitches on April 14th. He averages 29 pitches a game, so you're probably hoping to get up to 45 and maybe get 3 innings, but this inning's getting kind of long. He was at 11 coming into this inning. He's already thrown 18 and does not have an out.
Foul the other way.
Manage against Nimmo when I was in Philadelphia, he used to frustrate me because these were the type of at-bats that he had all the time. Foul off a lot of pitches, build up a pitcher's count, ends up walking like he's done twice tonight. Over a 400 on-base percentage against righties this year.
You know, the trade the Mets made, and we brought it up, it's a little curious because he has 5 years, about $20 million a year left. And they took on Simeon, who has 3 years and $25 million a year left. And the consensus is that Simeon's more on the downside than Nimmo is. And when you're running a team that's owned by Steve Cohen, what the back end of a 5-year contract really mean? As Nimmo is down looking, I mean, we'll see. Maybe Simeon picks it up and has a really good year. We know he's good defensively, but don't you lose something offensively with that trade?
Yeah, and if you look at the Mets, they're having a hard time scoring runs.
Yes.
And he was a big part. I mean, this guy was hitting 25 home runs, and his average had come down a little bit, but he was much more productive, driving in 90-plus runs. And you can see the good at bat. And, you know, you think about the Mets, they've struggled finding a leadoff hitter this year.
Here is Ezekiel Duran. Line drive, left field, coming on is Bellinger. He makes the play. Runner tags and stops as the throw comes all the way in. Bellinger's just putting on a show baseball-wise for about 10 days now.
Well, Michael, he's so good at everything he does. He gets a great jump, and he's obviously got arm strength, but he is extremely accurate. You're going to see him come in, make this catch down below his waist, and how quickly he's able to make the transfer, get rid of it, and the accuracy on the throw is always unbelievable. And I used to watch him in Chicago. I mean, it's right where you want it. He would go back and feel the ball off the wall, turn, not even look at the base and throw it right on the money at second base. I was like, how do you do that?
There's Seager. Seager hit a home run in the first. We'll take a look at the Spectrum exit of velocity. 101.7, and it traveled 350 feet.
The one thing about this Texas offense is they have a lot of fly ball hitters. And when it comes to park factor, Texas is one of the worst places to hit the ball in the air. It's kind of unusual that that's how their team is built. There's Chris Young, their general manager, longtime pitcher in the big leagues. Played 2 sports in college, played basketball. He's about 6'11". Oh.
Wow.
See the bat throw, and did you see the thumb guard come off, Michael?
I did not.
It landed in. There it is.
Head come off.
we don't want that, but the thumb guard went too. He's looking for it. There we go.
I mean, that just flew right over Swanson's head.
Yeah, he's had problems with that fastball up. He did get one earlier in the game. Bat goes one way, thumb guard goes another way. You know what you worry about a lot of times is the ricochet.
Yeah. Did he go? Yes, he did. De Los Santos works into and out of trouble. No runs ahead and 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. On Sunday, May 24th, NASCAR on Prime is back. We're kicking things off at the Coca-Cola 600. Then Nashville, Michigan, Pocono, and an all-new street course in San Diego. NASCAR. It's on Prime. You'll be watching, Joe.
Oh, I love it. I love car racing. I'm not a big fan of the road tracks, but the speedways, I love.
Bottom of the 6th, Yankees down by 6. It'll be 9-1-2 against Nathan Eovaldi. Up the middle, and right there is Duran. They had to play perfectly. 1 away.
Well, that was good to see him swing the bat. You can see he's got a pad on his left elbow now. He's got to protect that area a little bit. It's amazing. How do you get that color of it?
I was just thinking that.
How do you do that?
Why weren't you wearing it?
Yeah. When I was managing in Florida, I had to make a deal with Miguel Cabrera. He got hit. It was like the 2nd or 3rd time in the left elbow. And it blew up. And the next day he wanted to play. I'm like, you can't play. I mean, look at your elbow. He's like, I can play. He loved to play. And I said, I'll make a deal with you. You start wearing an arm pad, I'll let you play. But until you start wearing, I'm not going to let. He wore it the rest of the time.
Did he wear it the rest of his career?
I think so.
Wow.
I mean, stop getting hit. It hurts. Can't extend that left elbow, and that, for a right-handed hitter, that's a problem.
So he was still very young when you
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did you see that greatness?
Oh, Michael, I was on a rehab assignment when I was with the Cardinals in, I got to think what year, Michael, 2003? And I was down in Double-A, and he was in Double-A, and he was facing, Isringhauser was on a rehab, and he was facing him. And I was watching his at-bats. I'm like, what are you doing in Double-A? You should be at least in Triple. He was up fairly quickly after that. Yeah.
Pitch is called a ball. Catcher's
Called a
challenge.
ball, and it's being challenged by Higashioka.
Is this challenge like number 8?
Wow.
Calls overturned. Pitches a strike.
It's
Texas
a
has
bad
2 challenges remaining.
Yeah.
So that results in a strikeout of Grisham. And somewhere, Skip Schumacher is still shaking his head. 7 for 7. Here's Judge. He struck out twice against Eovaldi. Eovaldi 7 strikeouts, no walks.
It's got to get in your head a little bit if you're an umpire. And this is
Sure.
like you have to doubt yourself a little bit just in this game. I mean, he has not been challenged a whole lot this year, and there have not been a lot overturned. But for whatever reason, as I said, umpires are human too. Their nights sometimes aren't as sharp as others.
High fly ball, right center. Carter back. He's on the track. He's at the wall. He leaps. See ya! Into the Yankee bullpen. Yankees get one on the board at 6-1.
Well, there's a situation, Michael, if the score was closer. I don't think he throws him that fastball. It was a 2-0 count, 2 outs in the 6th inning, 6-run lead, and I think he challenged Aaron Judge. And guess what? He lost.
With that home run, number 383 passes to 2 Howards, Frank and Ryan on the all-time home run list.
And you know what else he does with that home run?
What's that?
He ties Paul O'Neill in RBIs as a Yankee, 858. I think he's going by you, partner. 2-0 sinker, middle in, belt high. Just watch it fly.
Number 15 on the season.
How he hits against that front leg, that stiff front leg, and he stays on the backside for so long. Just sets the bat down. He's done it so many times. It's old hat for him.
Grounded sharply to first. Berger there. Flips to Eovaldi, and that'll do it. But the Yankees finally get one across against the veteran right-hander. 3-time MVP does the honors with his 15th home run of the year.
Prior to tonight's game, Rawlings presented Max Fried with his 2025 American League Gold Glove Award, the 4th of his career, first as a New York Yankee. He won the award with the Braves in 20, 21, and 22. Last year, Fried led all pitchers with 10 defensive runs saved, 3 more than anyone else. He had 7 pickoffs, and he led all pitchers with 39 assists. Michael, just one of 4 Yankees pitchers to win the Gold Glove Award.
Well deserved.
Yes.
You can really feel that position. Thanks, Meredith.
The great Stevie Cohen presenting that trophy.
You have to give the full title. Greatest rep in the business.
Yes, for sure.
Greatest rep in the show, I think, is what he signs his text.
What a nice guy.
Yeah,
he's a great guy.
And that's strike 3,
Pitch is
and
called
it's
a
being
strike. The
challenged.
batter's challenging.
I think this one has a chance to stay a strike.
Let's see. That's what Quinn's hoping for. Quinn wins.
Call
Quinn
confirmed. Pitch
wins.
is a strike. Texas has 1 challenge remaining.
Well, he got a little bit of a grin. You know what? Have fun with it.
Yeah, that's right. I don't think Skip's too happy about it, but
now Meredith said one of 4 Yankee pitchers to win Gold Gloves: Bobby Shantz, Ron Guidry, and Mike Messina.
Mike Messina could really field. When we would go to spring training, you know, Gator always came, Ron Guidry. And I always felt like he would hit ground balls and he would field stuff and do things and flip to first, you know, play the first baseman, flip it to the pitcher cover. He was the best fielding pitcher out there every time he took the field. And he was a coach in his 50s and 60s.
Really?
Oh, yeah, he could still really pick it.
Well, when they continued the Pine Tar game, Billy had him in the field. I think he had him in center field.
Mo could have played center field.
You didn't want him in Kansas City playing center field.
No. You know, I offered it to him the last weekend in Houston.
He wouldn't do it.
No.
Because he wanted it to be that magic moment. When
and he said he didn't want to take at-bats away from someone or embarrass the game. But he had practiced so much, I figured he deserved a chance.
ground ball, backhanded by Jazz. Just got Carter. Hustling down the line. He probably wants his manager to challenge. He's not leaving the field.
Well, when you're hitting what he is, you want every base hit that you can get. He came in tonight hitting 175.
A little slip by Jazz made it closer. They are not going to challenge.
Not close enough, though, Michael. Good stretch by Goldie. You know, I look at the stat line a little bit, and the interesting thing to me tonight about Will Warren is this stuff was really good at times. I mean, at 4 innings, he had 7 strikeouts. He only got 12 outs tonight. But the walks, the mislocations hurt him.
That is a really good performance by Yerry De Los Santos. 3 scoreless innings out of the bullpen. So at the end of 6.5 innings of play, Yankees are trailing 6-1. Time for the 7th inning stretch, but we'll stay right here as we honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise, remove your caps, and please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Marine Corps Staff Sergeant Khaled Hafid from Brooklyn, who has served in Operation Iraqi Freedom. The Yankees say thank you, Khaled, for your sacrifice and for your service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing along with Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains the prairies, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Now time for the 7th inning recap brought to you by Car Shield. 6-8-0 for Texas, 1-3-0 for the Yankees. Evaldi, 6 strong innings. Corey Seager, 7th home run of the year, 2 for 4, 2 ribbies. Will Warren struggled for the first time this year. Aaron Judge, the Yankees' only run when he hit a solo home run, his 15th of the year in the 6th inning.
Well, what you talked about coming into the game, Corey Seager was 4 for his last 31. You can only hold him down for so long. You were kind of hoping that it would just last through tomorrow. He can do whatever he wants after that, because the Yankees will be done with Texas.
Well, Evaldi's still in there. Once again, Yankees at least scored a run off him. They were shut down for 7 innings in Arlington last week, but the Judge's home run finally got them a run against the right-hander. Now it'll be Dominguez, Chisholm, and Goldschmidt.
Yeah, and he's been really economical, Michael. He's only thrown 75 pitches, so he might get through 8 if he continues to pitch like he is.
Last week, he did something that has never been done before. He became the first pitcher to throw 1,000 or more innings following a second Tommy John surgery.
Well, he got started early.
Yeah.
First one was in high school.
And number 2 on that list with the most innings after a second TJ surgery is Jameson Tyone. He's at 811.
Wow.
Hammered foul.
It's amazing what medicine can do today and how it prolongs players' careers. I mean, a lot of times after Tommy John, players come back and throw harder. His second one was when he was with the Yankees.
Yes.
I remember being there and getting the news and how everyone was so upset for him. One of the greatest teammates of all time.
Up the middle, knocked his glove off. Seager is there to get Dominguez. That had a little Charlie Brown feel to it.
I'm kind of laughing because I mean, that's just Evo, and you're not allowed to throw your glove at the ball and stop it. But I think it just fell off. He's trying to get out of the way of this. I mean, he's lucky he didn't get hit in the foot. And if you're Dominguez, you're really chapped because you hit a bullet and you're not going to get anything for it. And if it hits his foot, it's probably a base hit.
Six 8-0, leading 1-3-0. Jazz 0 for 2 against Evaldi. Rangers have not lost a game this year when they're leading after 6. So if you believe in do, you feel good about things, and if you believe in trends, you don't.
They're due, Michael.
They are due. Squibbed, backhanded there by Young. The long throw. That's a really nice play by Josh Young.
Yeah, really 2 good plays in a row to keep the base runners off against the volley. This is a squibber. It almost hits the bag, and he's got to get rid of this quick because Jazz can run, and he makes an accurate throw. Good stretch by Berger, and they get Jazz pretty easy. That is not an easy play, but he made it look easy.
There's Paul Goldschmidt. And a strike.
I mean, Jazz gets out of the box. Okay, he's thinking he's probably got a hit, and then he realizes, I don't. Yeah, I'm not so sure how straight Jazz's line was there, but he's looking to see if it gets by because he knows if it gets by, it's probably a for sure double.
The last 9 games for the Yankees, Joe. The 2 Eovaldi games, 1 run, and they could lose both of them. And the 7 others, 7-0 with 7.6 runs per game. Eovaldi seems to be the answer to the Yankee offense. As Goldschmidt swings and misses, and the Yankees go down in order, and we'll go to the 8th. Now come out to Yankee Stadium on Thursday, May 21st, when the Yankees take on the Blue Jays in a postseason rematch. It's cap night, and the first 18,000 guests 21 and older receive a Yankees cap courtesy of Budweiser. Tickets are going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com. Good looking hat. Jake Berger will lead off against Yerry De Los Santos, beginning his 4th inning of work.
I would think this would be his last hitter with a lefty coming up. He's at 50+ pitches. After Berger, you got left, right, left.
They're pushing him to a pitch count that he has not reached in the minors this year. And in all likelihood, he's going to be sent down.
Yeah, they'll probably get another fresh arm. I'm not sure where they go for that other fresh arm, but 44 was his max this year.
53 is his career high in pitches.
And he's at that.
No, it is now.
Oh, this is career high.
Caballero gets rid of it quickly, and the scoop by Goldschmidt to get Berger. That's a pretty good performance by De Los Santos. It actually goes a long way for the Yankees having a better chance to win tomorrow. So they'll go to the left of Yarborough. We'll be back. Well, it's time to name that Yankee. Here are the numbers. A pretty good pitcher, 3.30 ERA, 90 complete games. And it's Fritz Peterson. Now, I'm going to give you a little trivia after we look inside the ball at this left-hander. He actually went to the Indians in the deal that got the Yankees Chris Chambliss. Pretty good pitcher on some bad Yankee teams back then. Here's Ryan Yarborough. Hasn't pitched in forever. All-Star in 1970 when he was 20 and 11. Traded to Cleveland for Chris Chambliss in 1974, one of the pieces. And then this is a story that, I mean, even today it would be shocking. He swapped wives and lives with his teammate Mike Kekich in 1973. The children, the dogs, the house, unbelievable. I mean, it was shocking at the time, and I know Ben Affleck and Matt Damon have been trying to make a movie about it for many years, but it hasn't come to fruition. And here's how we tie it all together, Joe.
I don't know how you tie that together.
Well, Fritz Peterson was the color commentator on the New York Raiders hockey team on the World Hockey Association. And the play-by-play guy on those games was John Sterling. And he worked with Fritz Peterson.
So he was a hockey analyst.
Yeah, and a baseball player. Another challenge.
Calls confirmed, pitches a strike. Texas has no challenges remaining.
Well, now when Quinn Walcott is on a roll.
I'm sure he's happy they're out of challenges, too.
Yep. I'm trying to think, Joe. If anything, 53 years ago, that was shocking 53 years ago, would still be shocking today, and that's one of the only things that I could think of. Like, society has really changed in those 53 years, and that would still be stunning if a player did that, as Osuna strikes out against Yarborough.
Yeah, yes. I think that will always be shocking.
Mm-hmm. And Fritz actually...
You know a lot about this.
Oh, yeah. It's a famous story from that time. Fritz stayed with Mike Kekich's ex-wife forever. And then Mike Kekich and Fritz Peterson's wife ended up breaking up. Want to know on McCutcheon? One and two.
You know, sometimes numbers can be deceiving, Michael, when you look at Yarborough's ERA. This is his 8th outing. In the previous 7, he's given up 5 runs, 4 more in one game.
Right.
He's been pretty good besides that.
Well, he and Blackburn are very useful pieces in the bullpen.
I definitely agree. I mean, they save those other guys a lot of innings. He's a guy that can obviously give you plenty of multiple innings, and so can Blackburn.
Broken bat. Jazz Chisholm. And he gets it to first to get McCutcheon. Rangers go down in order. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Hey, tomorrow afternoon on Yes, the Yankees and the Rangers play the series finale here in the Bronx. Coverage begins at noon with the FanDuel Yankees pregame, and first pitch is scheduled for 12:35 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app.
Michael, I don't remember the Yankees playing a game at 12:35.
Yeah, it's a little odd. It's unusual for sure. Bottom of the Yankee order, Austin Wells against Eovaldi. And they'll play, looks like, the remainder of the game through the raindrops. Starts to rain here between innings. Now, the longtime Yankee heads groundskeeper, Danny Cunningham, couldn't find a nicer guy. But like an inning ago, we saw him talking to Quinn Walcott. Never a good sign. They're not exchanging pleasantries. They're talking about incoming.
No. There he is. Got his new red hat on. I used to call the two guys in Chicago doom and gloom. Because whenever they came out, it was bad news.
Two and two on Wells. Yankees obviously need some base runners. They're down by 5. 6-1. They've managed just 3 hits against Eovaldi. The only run, the Judge home run in the 6th, his 15th of the year. Jacob Latz, the lefty, is warming for the Rangers. And the catch is made by Osuna. Carter made that difficult because he called it first and then kind of spilled off This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
I'm amazed that you don't have that memorized.
Yeah, I don't have much bandwidth left. There's McMahon, and there's a strike.
And what's your excuse? Mine is foul tips.
I have too many things on my mind. And I'm just not that bright. High fly ball. Osuna. 2 away. Bubbled up against the elements. Well, this is what he's done against the Yankees. 7 innings, 4 hits, no runs last Wednesday. Tonight, 7 2/3, 3 hits and 1 run. No walks, 8 strikeouts. Last start, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Just outstanding against an offense that has been clicking for a while now. Here's Caballero. There's a strike.
His off-speed stuff has been fantastic tonight. The split, the curveball. Caballero saw both of them. It's been really economical tonight, Michael.
Two and two. Only threw 102 pitches last week. This will be his 100th pitch.
You know, whenever I see that 100 pitch mark, I will always think of Derek Jeter.
Why?
He would always yell, "Skip, go get him. That's 100. Skip, go get him." He wouldn't really yell at the manager, but he would yell it in the dugout, and we'd all laugh. I mean, every time. He was all over it.
Now, did he do this when you were teammates with him? Did he yell it with Torres?
I remember as a manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the game changed in that time.
Yes.
Soft ground ball, Young. And that'll do it as the Yankees go down in order. Strong 8 innings for Nathan Eovaldi. We go to the 9th. Hey, the Yankees return to Prime next Wednesday to take on the Orioles. Don't miss a minute of Yankees coverage beginning at 6, only on Prime. Ryan Yarbrough got the final 2 outs of the 8th inning now. We'll try to get 3 outs here in the 9th and give the Yankees a chance in the bottom of the 9th. Top of the order here is Brandon Nimmo. Fly ball, left field. Bellinger. 1 out, 1 pitch, 1 out. And making a friend. Now he's going to go back and tell her Bellinger's my favorite player.
Do you remember getting a ball as a kid?
Never got a ball as a kid. They didn't go to the top row of the upper deck. Nobody had that kind of foul ball power.
But you got to tell me, you had to come down some games.
Nope.
Never.
Did you get a ball as a kid?
I did.
Wrigley? Really?
I did. No. Busch Stadium.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it a good catch or Karen Russell?
I dropped it the first time I was young.
Okay. The first foul ball I ever caught, I was a writer covering for the New York Post. It's like the first road trip. We're in Anaheim, and I'm on, a rotary phone talking to the studio. It's on the crook of my right side of my neck. Somebody hit a foul ball into the press box, and I reached up and grabbed it with one hand.
Wow. Maybe you were meant to be an outfielder.
No, for sure not. And then every single writer, I still have it somewhere in my house. Every single writer, Bill Madden, they all signed it.
That's cool.
Yeah. Two and two. Duran, part of the deal the Yankees made with the Rangers to get Joey Gallo. And Duran's a pretty good player.
Yeah, I talked about it earlier in the game. He's played himself into being an everyday player. Originally, he wasn't going to be their everyday second baseman. He was kind of playing all over, and you see this ball catch the home plate umpire, and that's pretty bad.
Not a great night for Mr. Walcott.
No, but it's gotten better as he's been right the last few. Josh Smith was supposed to be their everyday second baseman, so he was kind of moving around, playing left, playing some second, and he really kind of took the job.
Josh Smith also came over in that deal.
Yeah.
Three and two. Duran, run scored, RBI, and another RBI with a sac fly. So a double and 3 at bats and the sac fly.
He's a tough out, Michael. I mean, he does not swing and miss a lot. Low strikeout rate. He's kind of a pest.
Hitting .303, home run 11 ribbies, .365 on base percentage. And now that just went up as he worked the walk. Well, here's a look at the Yankees' upcoming schedule brought to you by Booking.com. One more game tomorrow against the Rangers on this homestand. 12:35 starts on yes. Then they hit the road. 3 games in Milwaukee against the Brewers. And then 3 games against the Orioles back on Prime on Wednesday. And they'll finish the road trip in Queens against the Mets. Well, the Yankees don't get a great break. The Brewers had a rainout in St. Louis yesterday, so that pushes Mizorowski back to Friday. The Yankees would have missed him. Hard throwing youngster.
Going to see some 103s, Michael. So when did they get rained out?
They got rained out yesterday. And he gets punched out for the second out of the 9th inning.
That's something that I've argued because, and this is just a good fastball up in the zone. I've argued that on a doubleheader, you can call up someone to be the extra starter. You get an extra player for that day.
Right.
I think anywhere within that 5-day window, you ought to be able to call up one extra pitcher. In case you're facing a division foe and you want to use your 2 normal starters. I don't think you should have to do it that day. But I'll never be commissioner, so that's not going to happen.
Well, you could be a top advisor to Rob Manfred.
Could. Sounds like a Jerry Seinfeld and George Costanza.
1-1 on Josh Young. He is 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts tonight. Has a 13-game hitting streak on the line.
What happened to him?
I don't know.
Had a great April. May was off to a sizzling start, hitting 444, 8 for 18 coming into this game.
And 20 for 50 during the 13-game streak. Runner goes. Strike, throw to second. Not in time. Ball gets away. So Duran picks up his 4th stolen base.
You know, the one thing that I've noticed that Austin Wells has kind of corrected, he was getting underneath the ball too much, and a lot of his balls had really taking off towards right field because his arm angle was so low. He's much better now on top of the ball, and he's throwing the ball a lot straighter. He just stood up, threw it into the ground a little bit, but his throws have been much better.
Ground ball, Caballero, backhands, bobbles, fires. Still got it. For the final out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left. Yankees will try to rally on their last licks in the bottom of the 9th inning. Will be the top of the Yankee order: Grisham, Judge, and Bellinger. But now it's time for the Mazda player of the game.
Well, Nathan Eovaldi went 8 innings tonight, only 3 hits, 1 run, the home run by Aaron Judge, 8 strikeouts, 0 walks, used all his pitches. His curveball and split were really effective. And he did it with only 101 pitches, Michael. So he just had another fantastic night against the Yankees. 15 innings against the Yankees in the last week. He's given up only 1 run.
And you see the numbers for tonight. Unusual night for the Yankees, Joe. Coming in, Major League low 5 games, scoring 2 runs or fewer. Major League low 6 games, allowing 6 or more runs. That was tied with the Dodgers. And just 2 losses by 5 or more runs, the second fewest in Major League Baseball. The Dodgers have 1 such loss. Here's Jacob Latz trying to get the final 3 outs.
Yeah, he's been the guy that's been closing more recently. It started off being Jacob Junis, but he's kind of earned the role. He made 1 start at the beginning of the year. He threw 4 innings, did give up a run to the Phillies. For some reason went to the bullpen, but he has been extremely effective in the bullpen.
7 straight scoreless appearances, including a 6-out save against the Yankees last Wednesday. And there's a strike to Grisham.
I mean, maybe they think he fits better in the bullpen because he's only got 4 pitches. It seems like everybody's got like 6 now.
He's also working on 4 days off, so that's why he's coming in a non-save situation. Driven down the left field line. Just foul. Grisham wasn't so sure. He kind of ambled down the first baseline. Usually when they know it's foul, they'll just stand there. Latz is 29 years old. This is his 4th big league season. Strike 3 on the slider. Grisham down looking, so Grisham 0 for 4 tonight. So here is Judge with his 15th home run in the 6th. Most home runs, first 37 team games in Yankee history. Mantle with 17, Ruth 16, and 16 again. And Aaron Judge is tied with A-Rod and Ruth with 15.
It is simply amazing to me how quickly he can drop 10 home runs on you. I mean, I think about it. He wasn't hitting the ball at the ballpark early in the season. Now he's on pace for over 60 home runs.
Now, speaking of Babe Ruth, Joe, on this date in 1915, Ruth hit his first home run ever off of Jack Warhop of the Yankees, and that was at the Polo Grounds. And he also started that game, and he went 12 1/3 innings, got the complete game loss.
12 1/3.
Yep.
No, he didn't hit enough home runs.
You know what? They didn't have Jeter going 100 pitches, Skip.
No. I bet that game was under 2 hours, too.
Probably was. Ground ball. Foul. Just foul. Also an underrated trade in Yankee history. You know, we know that the Red Sox traded Babe Ruth to the Yanks. In 1930, it wasn't as bad, but it was awful. They traded Red Ruffing to the Yankees on this day. And for those young that might not know the name, you should look it up. Red Ruffing would win 231 games for the Yankees on 6 World Series.
Wow.
And that 1915 game where Babe had his first home run ever, Joe, it took 2 hours and 35 minutes.
Oh,
13 innings.
And who did they get for Red Ruffing for those 230
they got
wins?
$50,000 and a guy named Cedric Durst. Lined into center field. Carter is there. 2 down. So here's Cody Bellinger. Singled in the first inning, extend his hitting streak to 8 straight. He's 1 for 3. One and 0. Latz really milks the pitch clock. He started his windup at 1 second. Four, 3. Started earlier that time. 2-1.
Him and Caballero could have some fun, couldn't they?
Yeah, as long as they locked eyes. And the Yankees down to their final strike. The Yankees have been red hot. They've won 5 in a row, 15 out of 17, and the best teams in the world don't win every single game, and you're going to have these games, and this seems like it's one of them for the Yanks.
Just seems odd, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's odd the way they've played. This kind of a clunker. Fouled away. And Bellinger, not giving away the bat, works a walk with 2 outs. For those that were watching the Knicks, they take a 2-0 lead over the Sixers in the best of 7. They beat Philadelphia without Joel Embiid, 108-102 at Madison Square Garden. So the series shifts to Philadelphia for Game 3. Congratulations to the Knicks. Runner goes, and Bellinger takes second. Dominguez batting from the right side against the lefty Lats.
It's a good swing, Michael. His swings against left-handers have been much better this year. And I know it's a small sample size, a couple doubles, 3 for 7. I mean, that's a good swing there.
The Yankees trying to rally with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. They're down by 5, 6-1. Ground ball. Nice stab there on the glove side by Young. Fires to first, and that will do it as the Yankees have their 5-game winning streak snapped. Nathan Eovaldi doing a great job over 8 innings, and the Rangers win 6-1.
Well, it just wasn't Will Warren's night tonight. He made some mistakes and walked a few people. At times his stuff was very good, but it was an unusual start for him the way the year started, and the Yankees just weren't able to recover off of Nathan Eovaldi, who was excellent tonight.
Yankees only run off the bat of Aaron Judge, his 15th homer of the year. It took 2 hours and 46 minutes. And those are the particulars. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Dan Barr, Mike Webb, and our executive producer is Jared Ames Boschnack. Hey, don't forget to join us again next Wednesday when the Yankees head to Camden Yards for a matchup against the Orioles. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. on Prime, with first pitch coming just after 6:30. For more coverage of tonight's game, tune into the YES Network for the W.B. Mason postgame show. Once again, the final score, the Texas Rangers 6 and the New York Yankees 1. For Joe Girardi and Meredith Morakovitz, I'm Michael Kay saying see ya from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Have a good one, everybody. So long.